So what does a wireless forensic solution look like? Again, as I said, we're starting to approach the wired speeds. It needs to start relying on the wire. It needs to be a reliable wire-based system for capturing the wireless data. And what do we mean by that? Well, the best way to do that is by doing distributed analysis using assets you already have deployed in your network, your access points. They're going to be the only effective solution as the wireless speeds grow. It might be to where your access point has a capability of doing 1.3 gigabits per second, but the USB devices that you would traditionally have used connected to your laptop to do traditional point-and-shoot wireless may only have a capability of measuring up to 466 megabits per second, meaning you're going to miss all of the traffic at data rates higher than that. The only way to capture this traffic reliably is to use a device that has the maximum capability on your network. Those are your access points, right? That's going to be the effective way. So an access point then becomes a probe in the network. And you need to do this, of course, 24/7 so that problems aren't missed. You need to be constantly monitoring that wireless network. So what does that look like? Well, here's a very simplistic, but at least a representative view of a wireless LAN today. Right, a number of access points, usually more than 3, but a number of access points connected to a wireless LAN controller, and then all connected up to the wireless network. And this is, it's in this area where these access points are. It's in that area that you need to be making your measurements to capture the wireless traffic. Well, what we're proposing is, what needs to happen is that an access point is added, or you design with a little extra overlap in your network so that access points can also be used, or maybe dedicated, your choice, as wireless packet collection points. And once those are in place, and like I say, either you could set them up so that you do them on an as-needed basis, or set them up so that they are always acting as a probe in your network, which is really what we'd recommend. You then have an additional appliance in the mix, an appliance on the wired side of the network that's going to be able to receive the packets from all of these different access points that are in this capture mode. It's going to be able to, if you're doing forensics, capture all those packets, store all those packets, and then give you a user interface through software like OmniPeak to be able to go back and analyze any of that wireless data in a post-capture or post-incident methodology. And this is really the way, a wave of the future, and the way things are going to need to go with wireless in the future. It's really going to need to be wireless forensics. So what are your choices here? If you're at least a bit familiar with wireless analysis, you're wondering, well, how do I go about doing that? I'm just used to attaching USB devices to my laptop. What do I do? How do I get these packets from these APs? Well, there's really two choices. There's something called a custom remote adapter, which is part of the wild packet solution, or there's remote PCAP, which is a standards-based or nearly standards-based type approach, which we also support with the wild packets product.